Susset, what's going on?
Going good, going good. I've been pretty productive, to be honest. 2020 is one of the most busiest years for me as an artist. I think the most productive I've ever been is in 2020, mainly because of the lockdown. Now I think the work ethic that I've practiced in 2020 is being carried to 2021 as well. Being busy 2020 and being busy 2021 till now. Yeah. So iClown was my previous alias, which I had it for almost 6 to 7 years since 2012, if I'm not mistaken. So roughly it's around 8 to 9 years. IYRE is my new drum and bass persona. I decided to segregate drum and bass into a separate alias, which is IYRE. That of course I started a little over 5 months back. iClown is focused on the local market, Sinhalese market, and IYRE is specifically focused on drum and bass, which has nothing to do with iClown or has nothing to do with Sri Lankan music at all. As I told you before, IYRE is around 5 to 6 months old as of now, but with the time I had in the lockdown, I was able to submit music to labels, work on my craft, specifically in terms of sound designing and song structuring and so on. So I was lucky enough to get picked by Goldfat Record, which is a label owned by Mike Kiss, who signed to Hospital Records as of now. So his Hospital is one of the top 4 labels in drum and bass as of now, and I was picked by Goldfat. And then they released my first single, which was called Fragments, and I was able to premiere the track on UKF drum and bass. I have an EP coming up with them as well towards May to June, which is a 2-track EP. I'm working on it right now, and another single is due next month, 26th to be exact, on Influencer Media, which is a sister label of Focus Recording from Notre Dame, which is kind of like the biggest liquid label in the world right now. So I'm really happy and honored to be a part of that label as well. Another single is due after the one on April. I was able to sign another single with Celsius Recordings, which is like kind of like the second label of Focus. I have music on the pipeline till around September, October, and I'm working on tunes as of now as well towards next year. So yeah, I have like a tentative long-term plan for IYRE.
Machan, UKF, what the hell? You're literally the first Lankan to be on that label.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
For anybody who's familiar with dubstep and drum and bass should know that UKF is a huge deal. I'm kind of privileged and lucky to be a part of the media network. I think all my work until now led to that moment, so to speak, and I'm really proud of what I created in terms of the song Fragments. This is actually supposed to be my first ever release with IYRE as well, so it's been phenomenal. I mean, I never expected this to happen so soon. I mean, I had this objective to break into UKF at some point, but never expected it to happen this soon. So I'm really hopeful about the upcoming releases as well. Hopefully I'll be able to do something really wonderful. Right now I'm focused on releasing as much as music as possible. I don't have huge plans as such, but kind of have this objective to start touring and maybe start playing on gigs and all. But that's in the long-term future. But as of now, I'm really focused on increasing the quality of my music and pushing more and more IYRE into the drum and bass world. That was released about 3 months back with my good friend Balamandala. That track was picked by Headspace, Beats in Mind Headspace, which is kind of like a charity that donates money generated from the sales of the music towards mental well-being. It's also kind of like one of the most popular charities now, so I'm really lucky to get picked by Headspace as well. Huge shout outs to Pixies and Headspace crew. We released the track and it got premiered on Data Transmission Drum and Bass, which is a drum and bass blog from the UK, and also the track was played by Random Movement, which is like a huge honor for me because I've been looking up to Random Movement for a long time. He's a tremendous liquid drum and bass artist that I've been looking up to. So it's been a crazy journey so far. I mean, my songs are getting played on radio stations in the UK. DJs that I've been looking up to have been following me on social media, and they've been telling me how much they're digging my music. So it's been a crazy 5 to 6 months of my life. I mean, most probably the last 2 days, 3 days are like the craziest days that I've been spending in terms of music, because it's been unimaginable, and I'm really grateful for Goldfat Records for picking me up. We have an album coming up on 19th March, which is called Full Fat. It's a various artists compilation, so we have that coming up on 19th of March. So the pre-save link I've shared on my profile and on my pages as well, so make sure to go on my social media and check those links out and hopefully pre-save the album, because the album is out of the world. I mean, all the reviews that we've got so far are amazing, and everybody's being rinsing the tunes so far in the DJ sets. I just have one thing to say: just go and pick the album out. I mean, it's going to blow your mind. You can get fragments and a tune put forward by Winslow for free from the Bandcamp. Make sure to pre-save and get those tracks on your hand as well. Also, Winslow's track is called Loose in Direction. It's also premiered on UKF. You can go on UKF and check the song out. If you like what you hear, you can always go and pre-save the link. You don't have to listen to me. I mean, the album will speak itself for the quality, in terms of the quality aspects, but yeah, please pre-save. I think I've been focused more towards sound designing for the last year. I've been making some really cool sounds, so to speak. I mean, I'm not going to get too technical, but I've been spending a lot of time experimenting and creating my own sound, and I think I kind of changed my subgenre as well. I produced neuro drum and bass for almost around 4 to 5 years, but I realized that I'm better at making liquid and deep drum and bass. So I switched the niche genres to liquid and deep drum and bass, and here we are 3 months later, I'm on UKF. Yeah. So I have an iClown album featuring a bunch of artists, proper really cool artists from the home scene on that album. I think I've completed around 2 to 3 songs as of now. I have a bunch of rappers and I'm singing on it as well. Yeah, so that's something new to be looked on for my camp. And of course with IYRE I have tons of music coming up, and my focus is most of the time with IYRE. I have plans to keep on releasing music at least till December, and I mean, I'm trying to sign and release music as much as possible. So yeah, check me out on Instagram and Facebook, and stay tuned.